a quick brush session, all right? A quick one tonight to rag up, get our waves set for the night, all right? Let's get it. So I'm using 26 King Wavy's hair growth oil. I've already put moisturizer and pomade in my hair earlier today, so there's no need for me to do that again. Let's see. Like a little bit. Oof. We're gonna pretend like I didn't just miss completely. Alright, I love to start from the crown here. I know it's been a long time. It's been 3 months since my last video, y'all. Life has been life, and I'm just gonna be a little transparent with y'all, but it's all good. It's all good. We gonna get right back into it. I've still been working on some things for y'all that I got in the works that is really gonna help y'all's wave journey. I think y'all are gonna really enjoy this. So don't worry, I'm not gonna let anything stop me from putting out content for y'all. You know, there may be a couple of roadblocks, but the Ninja Waver ain't going nowhere. He's here to stay. In Jesus' name. It's not like crazy or nothing. I don't want y'all worried or concerned. It's really just been busy, honestly. It's just been a lot of stuff I got going on at once. But that's adult life for you. It's actually interesting. Like cutting along my pattern actually didn't mess up my pattern like that. I ain't gonna hold y'all. I was kind of nervous to do it, but it actually helped some of my connections, believe it or not. And for those of you who don't know what I mean when I say cutting along my pattern, so you cut with the grain, you cut against the grain. This is cutting along my pattern, so literally like tracing my waves this way. I just did that for like the first time yesterday, and it actually came out pretty decent. My back started to connect a little bit more. Now that could have also been because I just switched to using like a flat palm brush, or not a palm brush, but like a flat rectangular brush. But all right, I'll do that. Yeah, switch to a rectangular brush here. course, now, no matter what pattern that y'all have, you always want to take your time with your brush strokes and, stop and assess the angle that you're brushing after a couple of strokes. So if I'm brushing right here, if I even feel like I might be shifting my angles a little bit off center, then I may stop, tilt my head, different angles, assess the angle. You can even adjust, like bring the mirror down here so you can see it from this angle, see this part of the brush. Because if your mirror's right here, you can't see because my hand on the brush is covering it up. So you can just move your mirror down. Now I can see, so you just gotta tilt your head, tilt the mirror to look at your brush angles from different angles. Literally, it's just the whole angles. It's just an angles game, really. But I hope you guys have been doing very well on your wave journey. I look forward to see I look forward to seeing in the comment sections how y'all journey been coming along. Definitely drop them for sure. And like I said, I got some more videos out. I'm actually working on one right now. Should be uploaded within the next week or two. So yeah, and I did record 2 other ones, but I decided not to upload them just because I didn't like the audio. If I'm being completely honest, I want to give y'all some really good content. So, but yeah, and like I said, I'm working on some more projects for y'all. It's really gonna help y'all's wave journey that a lot of wavers don't know to go over or they just don't talk about. So y'all tune in. I'm gonna get you guys right. Now, for some of you who may not know, if you guys remember, I used to brush my entire wave pattern with this curve brush, right? But probably about a month ago, I switched over to using a rectangular brush. Now, the reason for this, so I'm going to go ahead and educate y'all real quick. So the reason for this is, and not me thin and low key. Oh no, I know what happened here. I kind of nicked myself right here. So, yep, that's all right. That's all right. I got some hair fiber spray that's gonna cover that up anyway. It's all good. It happens, you know. Even though I've been cutting my hair for a couple of years, you may have times where, especially if you're a beginner and you're not an expert barber, you may have times where you might cut a little bit too low. So it happens, but most people can't really notice that, so it's all good. But just a transparency moment for y'all. Don't be flaming me in the comments. I'm gonna grow it back. Best believe that. I got my biotin, I got my black seed oil. It's all good. But anyway, I digress, all right? All right, so I used to use just a curve brush for my crown and my entire pattern, but the reason why I switched over to using a rectangular brush for my waves, not my crown, I'll still use this for my crown, but the reason why I use this for the rest of my wave pattern is it prevents overlapping. As you guys can see, right, unlike the rectangular brush, the curve brush is not equivalent. It's not equal on all sides, it's not linear, if that makes sense. Like the middle of this brush kind of starts here, it starts narrow, then it goes wide, then narrow. So when you look at your angles, right, if I brush this way with it, I may think that I'm just tackling this area, but because of the wide middle section of this brush, this part is actually overlapping with the next row of waves, if you will, right? So then when I move over, I'm even overlapping some more, right? Versus if you have a rectangular brush, you brush this angle here, it's straight. That's pretty much what I'm getting at. It's completely straight. So you don't need to worry about overlapping your angles. If I brush this angle, there is no overlap because both sides are just going straight. Whereas this, the sides widen up, kind of like a cobra, right? So I can just brush this angle straight and then move to the next. Straight, right? So that's a secret tip that I feel I've seen a couple of waivers cover it, but it's not one of those well talked about topics. But yes, so can you still get flawless waves and flawless connections with a curve brush? You definitely can, but you need to be very mindful of your brushing angles, right? It's a lot. You can do it, but it's just harder because of the sides here that widen out. So I would recommend, especially if you're a beginner, if you're just trying to gain massive progress, just grab like a rectangular brush and use that for your waves. That way it prevents overlap. And if you're gonna have a swirl pattern, then still get uh, a curve brush. Still get a curve brush because curve brushes they're specifically designed to operate in a swirl area, right? For your crown. So, right, I can easily maneuver around my crown just like that. Now, again, you can do this with a flat brush too, but just because of the way the brush is shaped, it's just a little more difficult. It's just a little difficult. But hopefully that explains why I switched to a flat brush. And it doesn't really matter where you get it from. Honestly, I just I just got this from my local beauty supply store. You could get these from Walmart, a beauty supply store. You can order them from online. It doesn't matter. But just make sure that if you get a soft brush like this, that if you're gonna get a medium or a hard brush, it also has the same shape, right? So you can get you can get waves with either brush, all right? But whatever brush you choose to start off with, again, I recommend for better connections using a flat brush. It's easier, but if you want to use a curve brush, you know, stick with a curve brush, until you're ready for those connections to be better, then you can switch like I did. But don't start using a flat brush and then switch to a curve brush and then switch to a flat brush. You can kiss those connections goodbye, all right? So just be consistent with the brush type that you're using, and that's what's gonna help those connections, all right? All right, so that's what we're looking like right now. Now, of course, you guys know I gotta have my crown tool right here. All right, you can also just Google a crown tool or like a crown brush. I just ordered mine online, offline. Place it on your crown, you just rotate it in the direction of your pattern. If it's clockwise, you're gonna twist it clockwise. If it's counterclockwise, you're gonna twist it counterclockwise. And what this does is isolate your crown. It pretty much makes a much more isolated swirl rather than having a way open crown. And if you're really, really heavy wolfing, then instead of it being slightly open, it's actually going to close it because you have more hair there. So this is after a fresh cut. But if I was wolfing like 6 weeks, maybe even 5 weeks, when I use this, it's going to actually close it. That's why sometimes if y'all look at some of my previous videos, my crown may be open if I use it sometimes, but that's after a fresh cut. If I'm wolfing, it'll close it. So, um, so keep that in mind as well. But I definitely look forward to y'all dropping in the comment section below how your waves are coming. It's about to be cold, depending on where you at. Holiday season. This is the maximum time to be woofing. Honestly, it's much easier to woof in the winter time than it is in the summer. So this is gonna be great for waivers. All right, it's gonna be great for us. It's gonna be great. Now, of course, I'm gonna grab my plastic bag. You already know what we do. Lay everything down. Yes, sir. Yeah, but if y'all learn anything from this live, be sure to give it a like. Be sure to give it a like, please. You know, it helps out. But I really hope y'all been doing all right, though. Cool, cool. All right. And last but not least, y'all already know, we're gonna rag up. We're gonna call it a night. But yeah, I want to thank every last one of y'all for y'all support. I do get notified every time of someone of y'all. I get notified every time one of y'all comments on one of my videos. So I do want to thank all y'all for your support. And if there's any video ideas that y'all want me to do, drop them in the comment section below, because yeah, I'm gonna have my own ideas of what I think is gonna help y'all, but ultimately y'all are also the ones that need the help, you know? So yeah, just anything that y'all need, I'm here to serve y'all. Okay, so we're all, even myself included, we're all learning, developing how to make our ways better, boost that confidence, walk out the world with style, you know, and dominate God's green earth, you know, that He gave us the authority to do. So yeah, but y'all stay tuned. I got some good projects coming up for y'all. I think it's really gonna help y'all out. I love y'all. Be safe. Thank y'all for y'all support. And I will see you guys very soon. Salute to my wave troops. I'm out.